Hey everyone, welcome back to Doopy's Living Room. I first need to say a huge apology because it's been like a month since I filmed. And there's a few reasons for that. The main reason being I have been sick with the flu, possibly COVID, since the last 2 weeks, and that has been just an absolute disaster. So I couldn't film because I'd be coughing and sneezing and sniffling and all that. And hopefully I don't do that today because I'm on the mend, but I'm still kind of at the tail end of it. So I do apologize for that. I'll try to edit out any coughing that I do. But another reason that I hate to admit, but another reason that I had to take a little break from the podcast is that the day of the Super Bowl, I was severely hungover. And I do apologize that that's the reason why. A little embarrassed to admit that I was down bad that day, like real bad. However, from the night before. However, I did watch the Super Bowl, and I just kind of need to have a little heart to heart with you guys. I need to have a little chit chat because why was no one going to tell me how hot Bad Bunny is? Like, why were y'all keeping that a secret? I don't understand. I thought we were friends, and it really hurts my feelings that y'all would keep that from me because I watched the Super Bowl and I'm like, oh my God, that is like the hottest man I've ever seen. Besides Michele Morone from 365 Days. He is the hottest man, number one, that I've ever seen. But Benito, he's number two. And I've been listening to his music nonstop. I loved his Super Bowl performance. And yeah, I'm low key kind of mad at you guys that you didn't tell me he was so hot. That hurts my feelings. But at the same time, I was gone for a month and you guys didn't have an episode. Maybe you were okay with that, but I do feel bad. So I think we can call it even, right? But yeah, that hurt my feelings that you guys didn't tell me how hot he is. Like I was dying. I'm like, "Oh my God. Who is this man?" I had seen him before years ago and he didn't look like the way he looks now, but no one was going to tell me. No one thought to tell Hannah. What's up with that? So, yeah, that bothered me. Also I have my notes here, my handy dandy notebook because I want to talk about a few things today, mainly bad dates. But the first thing was Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl, which I don't speak very good Spanish, but I did take Spanish in high school and I like aced that class. I was really good at it. And sadly, I just don't remember anything anymore. And I don't really know why, but I guess because I just never practiced it. I did not take it in college, and so I kind of just forgot. I'm not sure, but I do remember I I remember this kid in my class. He had like the biggest crush on me, and he was really shy and quiet. And I'm not shy and quiet, and I don't really like to date men that are shy and quiet. But I remember he asked me to the homecoming dance in high school, and I said yes, and that was a mistake, and I probably should have never done that. And I don't even remember his name. But if anybody went to high school with me and remembers that kid, then you probably remember who he is. But yeah, sorry, I should never have gone to homecoming with you because I did not reciprocate the feelings. But the reason that I was gonna tell you about Spanish class in high school is because I was so good at it, and we got paired into like groups. I think for like a project or in the class we got paired with students to like make sure everybody was doing their homework, something like that because our homework was online. But this one kid, I got paired with another girl and a guy. And the guy he was just not good at it and he didn't even try. He didn't even like study Spanish. He did nothing to try and get a good grade in the course, in the class. And so for some reason, I feel like my grade affected, or his grade affected my grade on this project. I don't know. I can't remember. But I decided to, hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I did his homework for him, but I couldn't make it seem like he all of a sudden went from F to an A. So I would like get things wrong on his homework for him to give him like a C. Hopefully, Senorita never knew that, our professor. Hopefully, she never found that out. And if she did, she never said anything. Because I'm pretty sure I could get into really big trouble if I did that. But hopefully, now being 31, I'm not going to get in trouble for that. Because that was many, many moons ago. But yeah, Spanish was crazy. Now I'm learning Italian. I'm using Duolingo, and I pay my cousin $2.50 a month for our family plan. It's great. I highly recommend it. But I'm learning Italian just because it's something fun for me to do. I studied abroad in Italy when I was in college, right before my senior year. I did the summer term, and when I got back, I really wanted to do an Italian studies minor. I wanted to add that on to my degree. But I was going to have to stay a whole nother year in college in order to get it. And I just, if it was another semester, I probably could have done it, but I, you know, I couldn't afford to do that. I didn't feel like I should ask my parents for help. Like I just didn't want to do that. So I didn't do it. And I kind of regret it. I mean, everything happens for a reason, and now I don't even work in the fashion industry anymore. And I never worked with an Italian brand to begin with when I worked in fashion, but I just think that would have been so cool. So now I'm doing something for myself, and I'm trying to keep my brain sharp and learn Italian. And then after I kind of get the gist of Italian and I'm pretty fluent in it, then I'll go back and learn Spanish because I do want to learn that, just in case Benito ever falls in love with me. But today we are talking about first dates, bad first dates, dating apps, all of that fun stuff. Good times. So, the first thing I want to say is, and for those of you that are in a relationship or you're single and you're not on the dating apps, you're not missing anything. You're the lucky one. Let me tell you that right now. Because the dating apps are just absolutely terrible. I've used all of them. I'm currently on Facebook Dating, Bumble, and Hinge. Not Tinder, but I've done so many of them. Some of them I don't even want to admit that I've used them before. But I think I like Bumble the best. I don't always like having to be the one that messages first because I do like a man that can you know, be a man and put himself out there and I don't know. I just like that aspect. So that's what I like about Hinge or Facebook dating, of course, is that the man can message first. But on Bumble, if you didn't know, the woman has to message first every time. That's kind of the mission behind Bumble, was why she created it, was so that women could feel empowered and message first. I just think the quality of men on there is the best. And they let you like so many more people in a day than on Hinge. Hinge, you get to like 8 people and then you're done. 8. 8 people a day, and then they call it quits and you have to pay for it. That's insane. And some of you may be thinking like, oh, eight people? That's kind of a lot. No, it's not. It's not at all. So, I I find, maybe you don't if you're on the dating apps, maybe you don't have this problem. I find that when I'm swiping, I either find so many hot guys, so many good quality men in a row, and I'm like, yes, 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 and then I run out of swipes, or I find absolutely no one. Literally crickets. Literally not a single person. In fact, my Hinge will, and I think the algorithm is set up this way that if you swipe no on a certain amount of people, it just tells you, hey, there's no more people in your area. That's impossible. I live in a huge city. There's no way. And my age range is pretty big, and my location range is long. So you're telling me that there's literally no one out there? Literally no one. There's no way. I think my age range is set to 27 to 45 or something crazy. Mind you, I'm 31, but there's no one. That's impossible. Like, I just don't get it. So, Hinge, I think you need to fix that. But yeah, or I do see men, like, dating apps, they sometimes have this feature where they recommend your best match or who they think you would be best with. Um, I don't I don't know where they're getting that from. I'm not sure what they're seeing on my profile that makes them think that man would be a match for me. I don't I don't know. Their matchmaking skills, not good. The algorithm, not good. But back to first dates. Many, actually, I would say most, if not all, probably all the dates that I've been on were people that I met on dating apps. I don't find many people in the wild, um, which is fine. That's no problem. But I have written down here a huge list of bad first dates that I've had, or bad dates in general, and I'm going to share some with you. So, first of all, sorry, I'm all over the place. I always am. You'll get used to it, hopefully. I see on dating, a lot of dating apps, like a lot of men in their bio say that they are a D1 athlete. I I mean, I watch sports. I like sports, but like, I have no idea what that means. Does that mean they played in college? Does that mean they played like professionally overseas? Like, I don't. What is a D1 athlete? Can someone please tell me? And how is that a flex? Especially, you're a you're a previous D1 athlete. What does that mean? And why are you bragging about it? You don't even play anymore. I don't get that. So if someone could please let me know what a D1 athlete is, that would be great. Um, I also I hate when maybe all of these experiences are just things that only I have experienced, and that's fine. But I just when you're talking to a man, first of all, when a man does anything, it really bothers me. But when you're texting and in the talking stage with a man and they just send you an unsolicited selfie of their face or their body, um, PG rated, unsolicited. I didn't ask for it, but like, okay, yeah, you look good today, whatever. I hate when they do that and then they say, now let me see you. You've got to be joking. I'm number one. I'm in the office. I'm in my cubicle with people all around me. I'm not gonna go take a selfie. What am I gonna do? Go to the bathroom at my office and take a mirror selfie? Who do you think you are? Number one. Number two scenario, different scenario. I'm working from home. Okay, I'm in my pajamas. My hair is not brushed. Okay, the only thing I did today was fill in my eyebrows and put on a little bit of mascara. And you want me to send you a selfie? Now, I don't want you to take that in the way of like, oh, she's insecure because she doesn't have makeup on. No, that's not the case. All I'm saying is I don't look my best, so I don't feel my best, of course. And also, like, I didn't ask for your selfie. I didn't ask for a picture of you. I can go to your profile. I know what you look like. And you can go to my profile. And guess what? You know what I look like. So why do I need to send you a selfie? Oh, I want to see what you look like today. I want to see what you're wearing today. I'll describe it to you. I'm wearing an old ratty t-shirt from high school and biker shorts, okay? I'm wearing my pajamas. That's what I'm wearing. That's all you need to know. So I hate when men do that. It is literally the most annoying thing ever. It's awful. But okay, back to first dates. So I think my worst first date, and I hate when guys ask me that on a date as well. Like, "Oh, what was the worst date you've ever been on?" I think it's a test, honestly. I think they ask you that because they want to know how poorly you'll talk about a guy. Um and so I really try to not answer that question. I try to do a workaround for it because I just think it's a stupid question to ask. What does it matter what bad date I've been on? But the worst first date I think I've ever been on, we met on Hinge or Bumble, Hinge, I think. And we started talking. We had great conversation over text, great banter. He kept the conversation going. He was cute. He shared some of the same values as me, so it was looking promising. And then we went to a sports bar for our first date in a really nice area in the city that I live in. And we get there, we order our food, we start kind of talking, and I quickly realize that he is boring and he's not going to answer any of my questions. I'm asking all of the questions, and he's providing one word answers or one sentence answers, and then not reciprocating and asking me a question back. Not even, you don't even have to think of your own question because I'm thinking of the questions. You can just ask the same question back to me. And he wouldn't do it. He he would give me a few word answers, and that's it. And so I'm thinking, oh my god, this is awful. This is not the guy that I have been texting. This is absolutely terrible. And so honestly, after a while, I just gave up, and I thought to myself, let me give up. Let me stop asking questions. Let me stop initiating conversation, and let's see if he says anything to me. Y'all, Y'all, we sat in silence, not joking, for 15 minutes. Straight silence. Him watching the TV because it was a sports bar, and me watching the TV separately, and we're just like complete silence. And I checked my phone, and it had been 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I think it's probably time to go. So I got a box for my food, and I said, thank you so much, because he paid. I said, thank you so much for lunch. I should probably get home. And he goes, get home? He said, I thought we could go for a walk around the area that we were in. And I said, what? You want to go for a walk? And in my mind, I'm thinking, we just sat in silence for 15 minutes. You didn't say anything to me. You didn't ask me a single question on this date. And you want to, what, hold hands and go walk around? No, we're not doing that. I hate walks on dates early on. I'll get to that in a second. But that was interesting to me. So I said, oh, no, sorry, I should probably really get home. And so went home, and then I think later that day or the next day I told him I didn't feel a romantic connection. But yeah, that was interesting, and that was only a couple years ago, but very very weird. It's you'd be surprised how many men I have gone on dates with that the texting is really great, and then we get to the date and they're boring, or they're just, not saying anything. Like, I don't get it. So that's probably the worst first date that I've ever been on. Wish him the best. Hope he has a girlfriend now. That would be great. Hope he finds love, but not for me. I also went on a date where I, oh god. Okay, so I went on a date with this guy. This guy was from Hinge. Yes, Hinge. You guys, I've been on a lot of dates, a lot of first dates, and I don't remember where I meet these people, like which dating app, but I know I met them on a dating app. But anyway, I met this guy on Hinge. Once again, great conversation, great banter, everything's wonderful. We go on our first date to this, we go get ice cream, and then later on we decided to actually go get food because we were hungry for real food. And so we're going to this taco place, and we're walking up. It's like an outside shopping area, and we're walking up to the taco place, and I see a man kind of around my age walking towards someone else at the entrance of the taco place. And I look and I recognize the guy from Bumble. And if there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I can't shut up, and I can't keep things in, and I just kind of blurt out everything that I'm thinking. So I accidentally said out loud to the guy that I was on the date with, hey, I've seen that guy. I've seen him on Bumble. not only was that embarrassing to say to my date where this is a first date, but that guy heard me. And guess what? The girl that he was with also heard me, and they were going on a first date because he said something like, "Hey, Ashley," or whatever her name was, and she's like, "Yeah, Chris," or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah," and they hug and they go inside the taco place that we're also going into. And my date was like, "Oh my God, you were so loud. You just said that so loud." And I'm like, "Oh, oops, my bad, sorry." And he was very embarrassed, and he was kind of shy, so he was like, "Ugh." Which I shouldn't have said that, right? Because I was on a date. Like, that is kind of rude of me to say. But I said it, and I couldn't take it back, so it is what it is. So we go inside the taco place, but um, it just, yeah, my bad. I hope that guy found love. I don't think he did because I'm pretty sure I saw him on Bumble not that long ago again. But I hope that he at least dated that girl for a while. Hopefully it was like a funny story for them. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of embarrassing for me. Same guy that I went on that date with. I went out with him again a couple more times, and I think our second, no, third date. I think it was our third date because I think that was the last date that I went on with him. We went to a little like barbecue place, or like it was a bar, but they have a lot of barbecue food close to my apartment. And then after that, he wanted to go for a walk around this neighborhood that is close to my apartment with different cute little houses. So I said, okay, but I was in like heeled booties. This is why I hate going for walks on a date early on. I would go on a walk on a date if it was like we're working out, and we're power walking, we're moving and grooving. That's one thing. Like doing something active or like going for a hike or whatever, that's totally fine. But a leisurely stroll when I'm in heels and you're trying to hold my hand. First of all, I'm so short, you're so tall, so our hands don't connect very well. And then we're walking down the sidewalk. We can't fit on the sidewalk together. And then if someone's coming the opposite way, then I have to lean behind you. No, no, I'm not doing that. So after that walk, it was very short, and I said, okay, we're done here. That guy, he was nice. I had to let him down easy, but he was nice. He had a problem that I ordered an alcoholic beverage on a date. And that doesn't fly with me because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So if I want to have an amaretto sour after it's 5 p.m., I can have that, no problem. So that was the end of that. There were many reasons why I had to let go of him, but that was one of them. So yeah, I don't like walks on dates. Uh, um, I also have to say, I went on a date with this guy. Well, okay, let me back up. I went on a date with this guy, and he was a nice guy too. They're all very nice guys for the most part. That I've been on. Like I've never been on a date, I don't think, with a guy that was like super mean or disrespectful. Like I haven't had that. Knock on wood. Like I'm very grateful for that. Um, but I did have a date with this one guy. He was um yeah, kind of not shy, just kind of reserved, but funny, and we got along very well. But we went to Olive Garden, and Olive Garden is always pretty busy and pretty loud in there because it's so busy. And he talked so quietly that every few things he said, I had to be like, "Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, what?" And I felt so bad, like to the point where he was like, I feel bad that you can't hear anything I'm saying. I feel like the date's not going well." And I'm like, "No, no, it's okay. Like I'm sorry that I can't hear anything you're saying." I have a hard time hearing people anyway, just no matter what. I don't know what it is. I always have a hard time with that. But this was like extra difficult because he talked so quietly. And we had a day after that, and I could hear him, but that at Olive Garden, it was really hard to hear him, and it was kind of awkward. But that didn't work out because he supports a leader of this country that I don't. So that's the way it goes. So that's that date. What other dates have I been on? I'm looking at my notes because I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so a date that I have not been on. And I keep talking poorly about these men. I'm not trying to, and so I should tell a little story about myself that actually kind of embarrasses myself, just to kind of even it out. But I went out with my friends one night. I was talking to this guy, and we were talking about going on a first date. And like during the day, we had said, "Oh yeah, let's maybe get together tomorrow," but we hadn't made any other plans, right? And then I go out with my friends that night. I drink quite a bit, and then I don't wake up. I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m. And then I yeah. Oh god, I did not go to bed until 5 a.m. And then I wake up the next day. It's noon, and I have all these missed texts, and a missed call from that guy. And he's like, "Hey, are we still meeting at this coffee shop at noon?" I what? I said we didn't make any plans. Like we didn't make any confirmed plans. He's like, "Yeah, we did last night." Girl, I had to scroll through my text messages while I was drunk, but yes, while I was intoxicated, I had, in fact, indeed, set a time and a place for this date with this man. And I got drunk and then I forgot. So I felt really bad, and I told him, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I just woke up," and um, he he was not having it, so that's okay. Just wasn't meant to be. But I definitely learned my lesson then. Don't plan a date for the next day when you are out drinking, because it's not going to end well. And I do feel bad. Like it's a really funny story. I do think it's a funny story, and of course it's embarrassing for me. But at the same time, like he probably wasn't my soulmate, but I I do feel bad. I do feel bad. I do. I know I'm laughing, but I do feel bad. Um, yeah, that was interesting. Um, Another thing that I absolutely hate on dating apps is when I'm talking to a guy, and let's say we're, talking about our favorite TV shows, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm currently watching blah, blah, blah." And it's a TV show I've never heard of. So I say, "Oh, cool. I've never heard of that. What's it about?" And then he says, "Google it." Google it? Google and I are not in the talking stage. Google and I are not trying to get to know each other. You and I are trying to get to know each other. So, what do you mean, Google it? Why don't you just be a human being and tell me what the show is about? Like, if I'm just the type of person that I talk about things I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about, like, I don't know, Love Island or something. So if I'm talking to a guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've never seen Love Island," I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta tell you everything about it." But yeah, to not just take a few minutes to simply explain in a couple sentences what the TV show is about, especially if it's a TV show you really like, that makes zero sense to me. Like I hate that. I hate when we're talking about something that I don't know about and they say Google it or look it up. Look it up? Look it up? What do you mean? That that drives me insane. I literally can't do it. It's literally the most annoying thing ever. I also hate guys that don't have a bio or any prompts in their dating profile. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to get to know you? And especially on Bumble, when I have to be the first one to message you, what am I supposed to go off of? Unless you have like a really funny picture or something very interesting in a picture that I can go off of, you have zero bio, no prompts. I know nothing about you except what you look like. So what am I supposed to do with that? So usually I do one of two things. First thing, if I swipe yes because you're attractive to me physically and we match, then the message I'm going to send is hey or hi cutie, or that's it. Cuz that's all you freaking deserve. Like you gave me nothing to go off of, that's all you get. Or number 2, scenario number 2, I'm going to swipe no on you no matter how hot you are. I'm going to swipe no cuz you don't deserve my like. You don't deserve my swipe, my 8 swipes a day that I get. You don't deserve that because what do I know about you? What? Anything? Nothing. Except what you look like. That's all I know. So that just drives me insane, honestly. Um that's literally That's literally the worst. Um, I also wanted to see. I know I'm jumping all over the place, and I'm so sorry. I really am. But this is just the way it goes with me. Um, what is your go-to spot for first dates or like a date early on, second or third, fourth date? Cause mine is this bar that's close to my apartment. The bartenders know me there because I just happen to go there often with my friends. But the amount of men that they have seen me come in with, that I come in with a man again, and it's not the same man as the day before or a few days before. Oops, my bad. Um, and they don't judge. They still like me. That's good. But that's the go to spot. So I kind of want to know if anybody else has a go to spot for a first date or early on when you're dating someone, because those bartenders have seen some things for sure at my go to spot. Um, but it kind of just I like a date, first, second, third date at a place where I'm comfortable. That way, if things go really wrong, I know the bartenders there. They'll help me. Like I just like that comfort. I think so. I think that's why I choose a go to spot. Um, but it is what it is. So let me know your go to spot. And I think that's pretty much it for dating apps. And dating and first dates in general. If you have any I'm going to go I'm going to be hypocritical here. If you have any bad dating stories, please let me know. Any bad first dates, I would love to see them in the comments on the YouTube video. You can DM me on Instagram. I'll have my Doopy's Living Room podcast Instagram linked below. Um, I want to know any experiences you've had so that I don't feel as alone in this crazy world of dating. But yeah, that's all I had for y'all today. Once again, sorry that I've been gone for a while. I don't want that to happen again. But like I said, y'all didn't tell me that Bad Bunny was sexy, so like it's fine. I think it evens out. But yeah, thank you for watching Doopy's Living Room, and I'll see you next time. Bye.